This is Fantasy Banter HQ. Bold takes, sharp analysis, and zero filters.
And the off time that I actually have some show notes ready for you guys, I need you guys to actually do the homework. It's like one every 10 episodes.
It's true.
That's all.
Normally
That's
just wing it.
exactly.
Normally just wing it, because when you have an elite fantasy mind like we do, you don't need to think.
It's true.
You know what I mean? If we thought, we wouldn't be as elite as we are. But occasionally we'll put together some nice orchestrated stuff, and we will give the people exactly what they need leading into the weekend. And that's going to be this episode when we talk about our starts and sits. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so ready, man.
Pumped.
Yes. I need to have a drop that I can push a button. It goes starts and sits, and it plays like electric guitar.
I think that's all we need right there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Maybe for
I
the
can do
drops
that.
here at the beginning of the podcast, I'll just do them manually. Like, no one look at me, and I'll just be like, waiver wire pickups, sleepers.
I mean, that's all we
And then-
need. We don't
those
even
are
need
pretty
a drop.
Yeah. And then I can hit you with some and then we can go that route too. That work?
I
No?
mean,
I don't think
I don't know
so.
exactly what you said, but I'm in. I'm in. Whatever you guys want to do. So who's on bye this week, guys?
The Vikings and the Texans.
The Vikings and the Texans. Sweet. Well, that's good information to have. I think we should just get right into the topic here, which is going to be the starts. Okay, so let's just go through a few starts. Stump, I always want to call you Dustin or Nuts. He's a man of many names, but
True.
Stump. Let's go over your start list here for week 6. Who's your first guy that you want to talk about today?
I'm going to go with Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Okay.
Yeah, facing the Panthers. He's been on fire lately. I feel like they're just throwing the ball all over the place, which has been weird without CD being there. So Pickens has been getting a lot of love. Obviously, Ferguson's getting like 33 targets a game. So I think Dak is going to light it up this week.
I'm a big Pickens and Ferguson guy myself. I have him in many leagues, and I don't want CD to be hurt, but it's been pretty nice here these last couple weeks here, getting all this fantasy love, for being honest. Stump, who else is on your start list this week?
Went with Jordan Love. Obviously, playing the Bengals, they've been a hot mess on defense, so not really a lot of options that you want to be playing on the receiving side of the ball per se, but he has a lot of weapons to use, so I think he's going to be getting a lot of fantasy points this week.
Well, last time Jordan Love played, he played against Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, and that was a pretty monstrous game. Leading up to that, I didn't feel like he was doing much. But do you think he's going to keep the ball rolling on that?
Yeah, I just think against a soft defense like the Bengals. Yeah.
But are you sure that the Joe Flacco-led Bengals are going to allow that to happen?
Well, I mean, I hope they don't. They can have a little shootout. That would be great.
Breaking news. Joe Flacco went to the Bengals. I forgot to do my breaking news drop.
Interdivisional trade.
Interdivisional trade doesn't happen much. And it's kind of surprising only because Joe Flacco resurrected his career with the Browns. Literally the Comeback Player of the Year award that he won. He changed the definition of the Comeback Player of the Year award, specifically because they gave it to him instead of DeMar Hamlin. They literally are like, we can't just allow players to get it just because they were good and then bad and then good again. So he collected that award with the Browns, and then the Browns brought him back. So everyone kind of thought that this is going to be like Joe Flacco's show. And here we are, week 6, and he's already gone. One step closer to seeing Shedeur Sanders. So do you guys think that, I mean, just not to get off topic, do you think that's going to affect anything in terms of those Bengals receivers?
No.
So you think Joe Flacco is just as bad or worse than Jake Browning?
Yeah, I think that I honestly think it's an offensive line issue rather than a Jake Browning issue. I mean, maybe a little uptick just from his years and years of experience, but I just think that they're just not getting time to throw. Whoever's back there, I mean, look at Burrow's out because he didn't have time and got mauled every game for the first 2 games he was there. So it's just there's just not enough time to actually get the ball out.
I got you. Let's move on to another start. Stump.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert, the Dolphins, against the Dolphins, and they've just been thrashed every week through the air. So I think that it's a good start for him.
Also, maybe we should note that they are running out of running backs as well, and so maybe forced to throw the ball a little bit more, depending on how their run game ends up panning out. Which we don't know if someone's going to pop or who that person's going to be because they have a couple guys over there. Let's keep it going. I'm starting to get loose. I'm
gonna go with your boy,
my boy,
Danny Dimes. Yeah,
Danny Dimes.
Playing against the Cardinals, who also has not been much of a defense as of late, and the way they run their offense, they just want to put points up. So he's another start for me.
Do you think that Danny Dimes is going to just come out hot, or do you think the Cardinals are going to come up really big like they normally do, and then Danny Dimes is going to lead an epic comeback?
I think Danny Dimes is going to come out hot.
He's just going to just destroy the Cardinals is what you're saying.
I think that it could be a shootout for a little while, but Kyler, you know how I feel about Kyler. Talk about it every week. Trash.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe that because I own him in several leagues, but I think I'm finally on board with that statement, I guess. I wouldn't call him trash. I would call him mediocre. I just call him mediocre at this point, but he does have the potential to be good, though.
Yeah.
Talking Kyler Murray here. Not Daniel Dimes. He's a freaking superstar.
Yeah, stud.
Hot take. Let's move down the list.
My last start of the week, which is the start of the week for me, is Drake May against the Saints. He's currently number 7 quarterback in scoring, and kind of coming off a down week, but a win against the Bills last week. I think he's going to, with his ability to run and throw, and with Diggs kind of coming on now, I think he's going to have a good week. And for the rest of the year, I think he's going to be a top 6 guy.
Yeah, I wish I would have forecasted Drake May being good. I really dropped the ball there, honestly.
Yeah, especially in them super flex leagues. Sheb, that's
super flex leagues that we're in where I don't have any shares of Drake May.
What? Wait. What's a super flex league?
Sheb likes to call them, them leagues where you start them 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but
that's the long version. We'll call it the Minnesota version.
Sheb, you were kind enough to put together a nice little QB sit list for the week. So let's start off with your first sit of the week.
First sit that I have of the week is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, why? He's coming off a bye, man.
Yeah, he still sucks. You can get your team to win like a regular football game, but I just don't see it. He's just not going to do much. He just doesn't do much for me. And he's number 1 on my list of sit for this week at quarterback.
Okay, and just for no other reason other than he sucks, huh? You got no
yeah, just
real solid fantasy analysis there, Sheb.
Yeah,
he's old and he's dumb and old and he sucks.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the receiver core that that I think he needs. DK Metcalf is.
Tell DK Metcalf that.
That's about the only one. Other than that, yeah, their wide receiver room sucks.
You've disrespected Austin the Third and Fryermuth.
Who? Come again?
Let's move on to your next QB sit.
Yeah. So the next one is Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Strictly.
You're literally rattling off my fantasy squad right now.
That's exactly what I was looking at.
You know, something funny is I got Justin Fields and Caleb Williams in a league, and I had Danny Dimes in that same league. But then it's a guillotine, so I went in and bid on a bunch of guys, and I didn't want to leave the same drop guy for every guy I bid on, just in case I got all of them right. So I ended up getting a guy, and Danny Dimes was my drop guy because I had 3 QBs. I was trying to drop Caleb Williams or Danny Dimes. I didn't care which one, but I ended up dropping Danny Dimes, and now I got Caleb Williams, and I picked up Justin Fields, but they're playing the Broncos. So now I got to start Caleb Williams or I got to start Justin Fields against the Broncos. What's you guys' take on that?
Funny you say that. I actually have the same situation in the league, and I think I'm leading Justin Fields just because of his rushing ability.
Well, you got me sold. What's the reason between Caleb? What's the reason why Caleb Williams? How did he make your sit list this week, Shebass?
He made my list because he's going up against the Commanders. Their pass defense is better than a lot of the other teams out there. So that's why I put him on that list. And he can have a good game and pop off, but I just don't see him having a good game against Washington.
It's starting to feel like you're just looking for guys that are coming off buys, and you're like, you have fresh legs, sit them. You're out.
Yeah. I call it a bye-bye this week.
Exactly. So. Let's move on, man. Let's move on.
All right. So, I'm going with, for my number 3 guy, I'm going with Michael Penix. I mean, he can be good, and, man, week 1 was good, and then he looked terrible against the Vikings. I just think he's just too risky to play right now.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know if it's like their offense they just run first. I mean, that could be part of it too. What would you say, Stump? Do you think that Michael Penix is just not good, or do you think it's just their offense?
No, I think he's good. Also, a guy coming off his bye. So the streak continues. But the week before his bye, he actually had a decent game, I feel like.
Do you think that these are really fits, or do you think Shebass has forgot that these guys are in the league because they're all on bye last week?
He's like, that is a shitty week last week. I gotta get these guys in here.
Dude.
He's like, I don't know. He's like, my app is showing they all got 0 points last week.
Yeah, three guys, 0 points, no completions. Like, dude, what were they doing? I feel like they were just all water boys last week.
I mean, there wasn't 5 bye weeks. There wasn't 5 bye teams. So who's going to be your last couple guys?
All right. So last couple guys, Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
Yep.
Classic.
I am gonna sit him. I know he comes on usually at the end of the game, but he's down in the. I think in most ESPN leagues, he's down in the mid-20s or so, rank wise. So just if you got other options, play another quarterback there. And then I got Joe Flacco for my number 5.
So hold on, you're going to sit him against the worst team in the league against quarterbacks? The Cowboys?
Yeah. I would.
I just wish that the NFL junkie was in here, because he is of the mindset that when the Cowboys play a guy, they go off. Think about it. Jordan Love just had a monster week against the Cowboys. Yeah. Right before the bye.
Yeah.
Everyone's had a monster week against the Cowboys. So you think that streak is going to be broken?
Yep.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Yep.
It's possible. He's looked terrible all year, so.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that in.
Until the fourth quarter. Then he comes around. But it's like that first quarter, he's like, drops back, throws that interception. He's like, Coach, watch what I'm going to do next. It's like, you just threw an interception. Yeah, I know. I'm pissed now. I'm pissed. And then he goes out there. He's like, touchdown. Oh, okay.
But
I
at that
trust you,
point, they're
Bryce.
already down.
You're right.
Or else they're just gonna crush the Cowboys. Who knows? I mean, right before the bye, didn't they win by like 30 points or something?
Yeah. Well, what was that?
Oh, they didn't
Was
have a
that week
bye.
3?
They won by 30 points, and then they might as well had a bye because they might as well have given a bye to their opponent the following week.
Yeah, because they got absolutely destroyed.
Correct. So they're hit or miss.
Yeah.
Um.
So, and then I'm fifth guy. I'm going with Joe Flacco.
So Joe Flacco is
going-
he's a permasit. He's a permasit.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
That's when the guy
permanent sit?
Oh,
I thought you said a permy sit. And I was like, what? But yeah, dude, yeah, you can't start him, especially going into a new team.
I mean, here's the thing: if he still play for the Browns, you ain't starting him either way. Now that being said, in a 2 QB league or a super flex league, I did try to start him a couple weeks ago, and he put up 1.8 points, literally a permanent sit. So,
my god, yeah, that's no bueno.
No bueno at all whatsoever. Let's move on to the running back position.
All right.
Let's run off some nice starts. Stump, who's starting for the running backs?
First start, Quinshon Judkins. He's playing against the Steelers. Obviously, he's getting the bulk of the carries. He's the main guy. He looks great, so he's definitely a start.
He's a true workhorse back, and I picked him up off the waivers, and I love it.
Yeah, he's great.
All right.
I love him.
Me too. Let's keep it going.
All right, next I'm gonna go. Rico Dowdle. Looks like Chuba might be out one more week, or at least it's looking that way. And he just ran all over last week. Looked like a stud, over 200 rushing yards. So
yeah, you gotta think that they're considering a timeshare over there, even when Hubbard comes back.
sure.
Which I know they were starting to do that anyways, but Dowdle may have caused them to doubt themselves even more now. Right?
Definitely doubting themselves.
They're doubting their choice to continue playing Chupa Hubbard.
True.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Next guy, J.K. Dobbins, playing the Jets. Jets have been pretty faulty when it comes to defending the run. So another start.
I just want them to freaking win. I want the Jets to win a game because I just always feel like when teams go winless, they start falling apart, wheels falling off. And I need Justin Fields to not let the wheels fall off here. I mean, I don't know that this is the week that they're able to win, but it would be great if they could. Bo Nix interception for sure. Bo Nix throwing a pick for sure. Guaranteed.
100%.
100%. No, there's zero doubt in my mind.
Picks for Nix.
Yeah, picks for Nix.
Yeah.
Which just sounds a lot better than Brett Favre's version of that, which is
I don't know what you mean. Can you explain?
Throwing picks and texting chicks.
There you go. There you go. Throwing picks and texting chicks.
There you go. All right. Next up, I got Bill Krosky-Merritt going against the Bears. Really took a bulk of the carries. I know we talked last week a little bit that they've been splitting a lot of carries. I think he's kind of starting to take over that position there. Yeah, and he looks good ripping off chunk yardage every time he touches the ball. So
Bill Krosky. I just like saying his name. We'll see if he gets. Yeah, I mean, if he ends up being a start this week, he ends up doing what you're saying. That'd be fantastic if they could just choose a guy. I would love for them just to pick a guy so we can know who's gonna, who we should put in our lineups.
I always think it's weird now how they do these committees. A lot of guys need the bulk to kind of get going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you're not given that, like getting them warm enough to like get in the groove, that they just don't perform like they could if you just give them 15 carries versus 6.
Well, it's kind of weird because you do have guys like that, and then you have guys that need that, they come running off doing this. But never should you have 3 guys. Like
Ever.
the teams that do 3 guys, I'm like, what are you doing? Like you need to have like a smash and dash type of situation, like Jahmyr
Right.
Gibbs and what they're doing over there with the Lions and Jamal Charles back in the day with Jones. Like but never. Why would you put in 3 guys and give them each 7 carries? That's ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense.
It's true.
All right, let's keep coming.
All right. My start of the week is Rachaad White against the San Francisco 49ers. Last week, bulk of the carries, 2 touchdowns.
Bucky's out again, I think. Right?
Yep, Bucky's out again this week, and it looking like it could be next week too, but for sure this week. So while he's out, I think you got to start him. And I own him in every single league I'm in. So I've been holding on to him all year.
That makes sense because everyone was hanging all on Bucky, man. I got offered some Bucky trades in the Empire League going into the season, so I'm glad I didn't fall for that one.
It's true.
I'm happy I didn't fall for that one. Flip side, let's talk about the 5 sits here at running back, Shebass. This time I want some real fantasy analysis. It can't be like, I want to sit this guy because I don't like the way his pants fit. I don't like
coming off a bye.
Or they were on a bye week.
This guy's
first guy
last week.
First guy on my list is Devin A-Chain. So he's going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, and they have the 4th best run defense. So it's going to be tough for him to run the ball against that that Charger D. So,
do you think he'll be able to catch some balls out of the backfield?
Yeah, just the Charger defense is good all around. So I would and what did he have? He had like 10 rushes for not very many yards. I can't remember the yardage that he had last week.
Yeah, he kind of seems like he's just like a receiver. I mean, he's getting all of his fantasy points from receptions, basically.
Yeah. Hey, it's possible that he could be used that way, but right now at this point, I would just sit him against the Chargers. So
all right.
And then I got DeAndre Swift. Gonna sit him. Okay, I know it's a bye. But just
we need to sneak some in.
If Chicago's gonna do anything, it's gonna be, it's I just don't see him taking off at all. I think his best days are behind him from Detroit. And right now he's that top guy in Chicago, and I just don't see him as a top running back. So if you got him in a deep league, where you got you got 2 running backs and then 2 flexes, but not a super flex, I could see him maybe putting him in there in one of the flex spots, but other than that, he's pretty much a sit. Chase Brown, just nothing's been going on in Cincinnati. He hasn't done anything yet, so I am 100% safe on sitting his.
Dude, he has fallen so far, man. Like I said, he literally just got dropped in one of my leagues, in a guillotine league. In a guillotine league, obviously, you don't hang on to scrubs, and
right.
I think somebody picked up like one of the Chargers backs and dropped Chase Brown. That's how bad things are getting there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right.
And then I got RJ Harvey, the Denver Broncos running back. So I got him as a sit. I just don't see him taking anything away from J.K. Dobbins right now at this point. So came into the season, he was one of my sleeper guys that, the rookies that came in the league. And I don't know what's going on down there. But Peyton is just not using them. I'm sitting Stevenson right now. I just don't think going into this game, I just don't see a commitment to him, especially with the carries between him and Travion Henderson. I just feel like it's been split between those two. So he got 2 touchdowns last weekend, but I don't think he even broke 20 yards. So right now at this point, I would sit Stevenson. I wouldn't even think about Henderson either. So
they did lose Gibson last week to a torn ACL.
Yeah,
and that's another one of those scenarios where they were starting 3 guys and it was stupid. Where now I think they got 2 guys to go between, and it's going to start. I think they're going to both start getting. Selfishly, I would love Henderson to start taking over because I was a big believer in him, and I traded for him. So
Yes,
I'd
you
like him to
did.
start taking over.
Yeah.
But
So, all right, guys, let's move on to the wideouts. Okay, hard hitting wideout analysis right now. Who we
the
starting?
hardest hitting.
This is the
I'm
hardest
gonna
hitting.
go with AJ Brown against the Giants.
Ooh, I have him. I need him
Yeah.
to do what you're saying he's going to do.
Yeah, he's been underperforming all year. It's just hard to give up on that talent, you know. And last week they threw the ball a lot more than they have been in the past, and I just think that they're going to start kind of getting a more balanced offense and not running the ball as much. They probably won't throw as much as they did last week. I believe it was like 80% of their plays was passing plays, but I know that um, Saquon is a little banged up too. It sounds like he said I'll practice. Not in any worry of not starting, but it's just something to kind of keep an eye on. He did sit out, so
You know, I
maybe
always feel like AJ Brown does better when they are not playing a team that they're going to crush. And so hopefully this is one of those situations where they're playing like a division rival and the Giants are able to hang in there.
right.
And they got to pass it to AJ Brown for 3 touchdowns, 175 yards on 10
That'd be
grand.
ideal.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Next, Ted McMillan against Dallas. Obviously, for
that
all
one
the
too.
reasons, all the reasons you would expect. Dallas worse against the pass. He's been getting the target, so hopefully Bryce can get him the rock and maybe get in the end zone.
Yeah, maybe Bryce will have 100 yards and so will Ted McMillan. That'd be
It's true.
fantastic.
It's true.
And have
All
a bunch of
100 to
touchdowns.
Ted McMillan.
Keep it going.
Calvin Ridley, Raiders versus the Raiders, I should say.
The Raiders aren't very good. They're not a good
No.
team.
No.
No, they're horrendous. I actually thought they might be okay this year, but same old, you know. But yeah, I think last week he started to really. I think he got 10 targets last week. Got in the end zone. Had a good week for the first time. One of the sleeper guys for everybody that expected him to blow up this year. He finally had a game like that, so hopefully that keeps rolling that way based on the opponent.
Yep.
Next, I'm going to go Stephon Diggs.
Ooh. I was hoping you were going to say
Saints.
that.
Yeah. So, looks back to healthy. Looked great last week against the Bills, and I'd like to think it was more than just a revenge game. So, I expect him to be the highest target earner on the team and really starting to kind of turn around RB2 range, I would say.
Do you prefer Diggs or Booty? Are you a Booty man or a Diggs guy?
I like Diggs and Booty.
I just set you up to say Diggs. All right. That never gets old. Let's keep it going.
That's true. And then my start of the week is going to be Jalen Waddle. They're playing the Chargers. And with Tyreek out, Jalen Waddle looked like a wide receiver 1 last week. He caught a touchdown, 6 for 110 last week. And I just anticipate him keeping it going that route where he's going to be a top 15 play every week with the ability to get a long touchdown.
It's so funny because at the beginning of the year, we all hated Waddle. We're just like, what's going on? This guy sucks. And now we're just like 100% 180. Now, my only fear is that the Dolphins are going to just lose so much that they're just going to completely just lose the wind out of their sails. The whole thing's just going to come crashing down. And we're going to lose all our fantasy guys over there. But I hope that doesn't happen. It's not going to happen week 6 at least. So that's good.
It's true.
Let's move on to the sits. Shebass.
All right. So, sits. We're going to go with America's Judge, Judy.
Ooh.
I would not start him anywhere.
It was really funny because I had been starting him. I actually had been starting him like the first couple of weeks, and I learned that unless Jameis Winston comes back to the Browns, that Judy's not going to have any relevance really. I mean, sometimes you got to put him in at flex or whatever, but bye week filler.
Nobody's gonna judge you on that, Corey.
Yeah,
right?
No one's judging me.
Not even Judy.
All the people who name their fantasy squad judging Judy just so they could draft Judge Judy are hating life. And by Judge Judy, I mean Judy.
Yeah, Jared Judy.
Yeah,
season's done for those guys. So, next on my list, I do have Booty.
Ooh, those rhyme. Judy and Booty.
It does. I did not put those in order thinking that, but now that I said it, yeah.
Diggs, Booty, Judy?
Yeah. Dude, that is...
So if he's America's Judge Judy, then who's America's Booty?
A trade needs to happen there. They need to have that happen so we can get that picture of those three sitting there. Like, yeah, New England, get it done. Let's get it done.
There you
go. So Booty. So New Orleans defense is 10th against receivers. So that's why I have him on the list. Agree with Stump on the Diggs. So I just Booty though. I wouldn't start him this week. He just
this week he's going to be Booty.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's stanky.
Let's keep it coming.
So the next one, I have Washington from Miami because they're going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, and they are 5th against wide receivers. So, again, the Chargers all around, their defense is solid, and that's what you get with a Harbaugh defense. So, I would be sitting him. And then
your sit of the week.
And then I have Brian Thomas. I would not start him. I don't think he's gotten over 12 points in any of the weeks that he's played. He's been consistent, around 9 points and up. But it's just 9, 10, 11. Seattle ranks 11th against wide receivers. So that would be my reasoning for sitting Thomas this week. I would not start him against Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, man.
Yeah, dude, it's got to be the wrist thing. And he's getting targeted, so it's not like he's not getting targeted. He's getting balls thrown his way. It's just not catching them.
True.
I'm going to add to your list and say that if Mike Evans returns, that we're not starting Chris Godwin, but he didn't practice. He didn't practice today, so what are they saying about Mike Evans?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be back this week.
No.
I think he's going to take another week off. So
well, there we go.
They don't
has he been out 2 weeks?
3, I think.
So far?
I think it's been 3.
Okay.
Hasn't it? Yeah. Well, I guess 3 if you count the week that he got injured, I believe. So.
Yeah, I think he's out another week or 2 is what I would guess. Especially with the way the receivers are playing, they probably want to play it a little safe.
Yeah, I just thought Mbuku was not going. I thought he was going to disappear at some point in the season, but I've completely 180'd on that, and I think he's a freaking man over there.
Oh, dude, he's an animal.
He's an animal.
Yep.
I'm really mad that I have 0 shares of him because I just really thought that as soon as he was going to play all right, Mike Evans was going to be the guy, and then I thought Chris Godwin was going to come back and he was going to kind of fall into fantasy irrelevance, and that didn't happen.
Same.
So. Let's move on. Sheb.
All right. And then my last one that I have is Pickens. George Pickens. I am going to sit him because Carolina's defense against wide receivers is insane.
I think that call's insane. I'm playing Pickens.
Dude, don't. They're the number 2 defense. Do not play him this weekend.
I'm playing him. For all the listeners out there, you should listen to Sheb. I'm not listening to him. I'm playing Pickens this week.
Enjoy your 4 points you're going to get, okay?
Stump weigh in on this.
He's going to have 2 receptions and 23 yards.
I would say he's not going to go off, but temper your expectations a little bit, for sure.
Well, there you go. Hard-hitting fantasy analysis.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's good because if that's good because if the Panthers can hold it close, then it's just going to cause Dak to lose his mind towards the end, and he's just going to feed all my guys. And so that's what we want. That's what I want. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Williams or what?
Who?
Javonte Williams?
Oh, no.
What you
I
think I
don't
was
have
talking
him.
about? Caleb Williams? Come on.
I have Ferguson and I have Pickens.
Okay. Oh.
So there you go.
Oh.
Let's move on.
Hit a little some of them tight ends, or
I think we should. We've talked a lot about booty, but I say we now talk about tight ends.
I concur.
So let's go. Let's start with the starts.
All right, let's go with gonna have to go with like Jake Ferguson against the Panthers.
Ooh, I like it.
He's getting all those receptions. And I mean, what more can you say? He's with CD out, him and Pickens have been getting all the receptions, and as Sheb just enlightened us, they're second against wide receivers. So that's going to just open the doors more for Ferguson.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, a lot of you guys' picks are almost. They're like borderline conflicting, and so like, Shebass is like, do not start Bryce Young, and you're like, start Tech McMillan, and he's like, do not start Pickens. You're like, but start Ferguson. This is great because we can use this as not only if you guys are right, you guys are both going to look like geniuses. A, B.
It's true.
If one of you guys is wrong, then we can give you crap on the next episode. So it's a win-win situation for me either way.
It's true.
So
I love it. I love the heat.
Yeah, correct. That's correct. There was another one in there too that was like slightly conflicting. Which one was it? It was it was like start Diggs is like don't start Booty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Both of you guys reason to be. No, go ahead. What wasn't both
I
your reasons behind
would
it the
start
secondary?
Diggs.
Huh?
Yeah, I would start Diggs 100%. I just wouldn't start Booty.
So. I got you. I knew you were more of a dig. I knew you're more about it. You're more about them Diggs than Booty.
Dude, it's about the Cardi B, So he's got her and Booty does it.
That's true. Keep it coming. Tight end too.
All right. Yeah. Next, I'm gonna go Waller.
Waller the
versus
baller
the Chargers.
Also today tweaked something at practice. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw that, but let's hope it's nothing serious. It did say whatever ankle rest. So I'm gonna hope that it's more of a rest day, and he's like 38 years old or some shit. So
I had Waller in 3 leagues. I dropped him in 1 league because it didn't seem like he's ever coming back.
Yeah,
and the other 2 I kept him in, and I'm glad because now I need him in both of those 2 leagues. So it
worked
out.
I mean, he's looking good.
1 league I got Hawkinson in, and obviously Hawkinson isn't showing up and doing what he needs to do. So
all. Yeah.
Waller the baller is the guy over there.
Yeah. All right. Next, I'm gonna go Evan Ingram versus the Jets. He was one of the guys I was really high on at the beginning of the season. He just hasn't really done much. Last week he got into the end zone. His targets went up a little bit, so I think you can kind of count on him to start panning out to a little bit of what we expected.
Once Bo Nix throws his first pick, he'll start trying to lean on that safety blanket, and so that's what we'll look forward to.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Next, I'm going to go Mason Taylor versus the Broncos. Kind of a sleeper. He really started to come on the last couple of weeks. I think he had 11 targets last week, 9 or 11. And he's starting to kind of, the Jets have been looking for a second receiver there. And he's kind of coming on. He was a little injured in the beginning of the year, so he's kind of starting to come on now. And pretty good spot start for a tight end.
It used to be that running QBs didn't really use their tight ends because they could just run. And now it seems like Lamar Jackson changed all that, and now we're seeing him start to use those tight ends.
I mean, look, Fields has been feeding his backs too. So I think that he's trying to pass the ball more than run, and then they also have designed runs. It's not just like I'm gonna roll out. If there's no one open, I'm going to run. I think he's actually looking to make the passes, which has been beneficial for, the guys who get the dump downs, tight end, running backs, and whatnot. My last one, start of the week, Tyler Warren versus the Cardinals. He's been so good this year so far. 2 weeks ago he had a rushing touchdown. Last week, receiving touchdown. So he's using multiple facets of the offense. So and he's been pretty heavily targeted last week. I know his targets were down to about 4, but he did get in the end zone. So he's currently sitting at the number 3 scoring tight end.
I know, and he was circled on my list going into every draft, and then I ended up drafting because me and my tight ends, man, I'm a tight end guy.
You love him.
I went in and I drafted high on tight ends, and now my guys are hurt, so it's great. I went hard on Brock Bowers, George Kittle, these guys that got hurt right away. So
yeah,
should have just grabbed this few later guys that are doing way better. But whatever. Again, hindsight is always 20/20. Let's go to the tight end sits.
All right. So,
and if you name off a tight end too from the same team as like on the Colts or something, just
do the Colts have a second tight end?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
He's like Mo Alley Cox. We're sitting him.
I'm kidding. We're starting this part over.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our tight end sits here.
All right. So gonna go Hunter Henry from New England.
Ooh. Okay.
Same thing as Booty. New Orleans pass defense is 10th against wide receivers and tight ends. So that is my reason for sitting him. I think Diggs, if anybody goes off, is going to be Diggs. So I don't think Hunter Henry is going to be eaten this weekend.
I like that. I like that rhyme.
Yeah.
Yeah. So rest of the year here, would you rather have Hunter Henry or Kincaid? Stump.
Kincaid.
Okay. Let's see. Where does Hunter Henry fall then in your ranks? Let's try to see. Njoku, Shebas Njoku, or Hunter Henry?
Hunter Henry.
Okay.
No. I'm changing it. No, Njoku.
Just due to the QB thing?
Yeah, the QB situation. Gabriel's going to be passing to his tight end, so I would go Njoku.
Because Hunter Henry had a couple monster weeks. Last week he kind of came back to earth, but I'm almost tempted to put out some trades for him after his slump. Just because I think that he might end up. I think he might end up ending that season a little better than people think, but. If I really thought that at the beginning of the year, he'd be on my squad because he went for nothing.
Oh, yeah. He was like 18 or 20 ranked tight end,
Yeah.
He's one of those guys who kind of last year was hit and miss, but
I feel like Drake May. This feels like Drake May is one of those guys that likes tight ends, at least this early part of his career. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Keep him coming, Shebas.
And then I'm going to go with Waller. So I'm actually button heads here with Stump. Just that LA Chargers defense, I don't see Miami doing much this week at all. I think they're going to absolutely get crushed by the Chargers.
The best part about this podcast is it's very clear that we don't stage nothing. We don't stage nothing. You guys are coming in here. You don't even know who are on each other's lists, and this is just the proof here.
Sure.
And so right now you have a bunch of people listening to this podcast that, because we have a ton of followers. We probably have 100 or 200,000 people listening to this podcast right now. And now they're not going to know whether or not they should start Waller.
Yeah.
So it just all comes down to personal trust, who they trust.
Well,
they trust Stump,
after this week, they'll know. After the weekends, they'll know they should have listened to me.
They'll know who the guru is. Okay. Gotcha.
Hey, you know what? We can always have disagreements, right? It's not fun when you always agree. I don't like yes men around me. So
I cannot wait until these games are over and for the podcast that we do on Monday. So because I am going to fact check all this stuff.
Sure.
Dude,
let's
keep
keep
forward to it.
It's gonna be lit
She
on Monday.
Shebass is getting back shots if I'm right.
I'll take him. So next up, I got Mark Andrews. I would not start him. Just
I stopped starting him in 2024, and the reason why,
Did you?
yeah, because I owned him, and he just wasn't the same guy. And then Isaiah Likely came in, started taking some stuff from him, and now, you got Lamar Jackson over there banged up. Makes sense.
Your boy Cooper Rush is passing to him though.
What kind of week did he have last week? Do you know? I don't own him anywhere, so I have no idea.
No, I haven't even put him in a lineup that I do have him. I don't even know what he did last weekend.
He is the 16th best tight end, averaging 8 points a week. And what did he do last week?
2 for 22.
2 for 22.
Trash.
Did he really?
He had one game with 91 yards and 2 touchdowns, and every other game has been absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's got Cooper Rush going, throwing him the rock. So that's it's not going to get any better right now for him. So
his name is everything that's holding him up. It's not his production. He's not been good. I mean, last year he had that streak where he would score a touchdown every game, but then he would barely get any yardage outside of that. So it's just same as you. I got burnt by him last year, and I just refused to own him this year.
I also got burnt by Kelsey last year, and I refused to own either one of them ever again on any squad ever. But Kelsey's probably going to retire this year anyways, you'd think.
Yeah.
Kelsey had his best week last week of the year. So,
well, Kelsey actually had a good year last year too. I just felt like
at the end of the year, I think it ended up being.
Yeah, I feel like there was too much disappointment in some of those games. I think he ended up ending the year like 3rd overall tight end or something like that.
I don't know.
Which is unbelievable. I always contradict myself because I get like emotionally upset with a player, and then I'm just like, this guy sucks, and then all of a sudden he'll come back and he'll be good, but I've already stopped paying attention to that person.
Yeah,
I've already traded that person away.
I think right now he's the 8th tight end. I think in most leagues. So
could be.
Well, there's only one way to find out exactly if that's accurate. Kelsey, he's the 6th tight end.
Oh, I was wrong. Oh my God, I hate being wrong. Just ask my
listeners. Let that be a lesson on.
You've been wrong quite a bit here on this episode here, but we're cutting this part out.
Hey, I might be wrong, but I'm confident as hell in what I say. Okay. You ready for the next one?
The whole thing about Kelsey's going to have to get cut out because he's only 2 points behind Kincaid on average. And he's basically averaging about 2 points less or 1.5 less than Tyler Warren.
Damn. That's tight because Kincaid's like 2 in most leagues.
He is 2.
Huh. Is he?
Yeah.
And move on to the next one. Yeah. All right. So number 4 that I have on my list is Dallas Goedert. Now this is a weird stat. Okay. So the New York Giants wide receiver defense is 30th. Okay. So they're not good. But against tight ends, they're 9th. I don't know why there's a difference. Almost every game you look at between tight ends and wide receivers, they're about the same. And there's just a huge gap there. That one didn't make sense to me, but if the Giants,
that actually makes me happy because that means that he's got to pass to AJ Brown and not Goddard. This is great. This is great news for those of us who own Hurts and AJ Brown.
Yeah, and Devontae Smith. I mean, those guys. I think they're just going to have a field day.
No Devontae Smith.
Well, no Devontae Smith.
He went off last week.
I need Devontae Smith.
Have a week.
I need him to keep going.
Week.
Yeah, last week was
AJ Brown's week.
So now it's AJ. Yeah, we gotta keep both receivers happy. So we're gonna keep going back and forth. It's like a tennis match from week to week.
Let's go with your sit of the week.
My sit of the week
at tight end.
Be Loveland. I was high on him coming into the season as a rookie tight end, and I thought he was going to push out Cole Kmet. I just haven't seen that happen. I know he's been hurt the last couple weeks, but it sounds like he's coming back this week. So I added Loveland to the list, and I would sit him until he does something or drop him.
Which
Add
you did.
Loveland to the hate list.
Mm-hmm. I did, didn't I? Yeah, in our league, I think I did.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I picked up Goddard last week, and God, that was great because Pitts was on a bye. So, and
You're
Goddard
playing
had a
like
week.
multiple of your sit choices against me this week.
I am.
Oh,
I look
yeah.
Hey,
forward. I
when
look
you
forward
don't
to our
have a
Monday.
choice,
Yeah.
we
I look
we
forward
got
to
two
Monday
Monday
when
games this
Waller blew up and I put you down in the ESPN league.
week. Hey, it's not going to happen. It's not happening, Captain.
Let's list off a couple sleepers here for the folks listening here before we end the show. Okay, obviously we got
Yep.
these Chargers backs, so I would say the Chargers backs are going to be sleepers. Probably Vidal, but could be Haskins. Who are you guys going with?
I'm going to go with Vidal. Last week I was wrong. I was a D Mercado guy, and clearly I was wrong on that, but they ended up coming out and saying who's going to start. In this case, I just feel like Vidal has more of a pass-catching, electric type player than Haskins. Haskins is just like a worker, you know what I'm saying? Where Vidal kind of seems like he's more electric. So that's a guy I'm kind
I
of
thought I
pushing
was
my
hearing that
chips on.
Haskins was going to be more of a third down pass catching back. But what do I know?
That's true.
Who you going with, Shebass, out of those two?
Vidal.
I didn't think I was going to get them both. I actually didn't think I was going to get either one, but I ended up with both of them.
Nice.
So now I got to just sit and wait and see which guy is the one. And
I'm in a league that's not even fab. It's just regular waivers. And I just put in waiver claims for both of them, thinking I would get neither of them, and I got both of them.
What?
So I don't know.
That's crazy in a waiver.
I know. It's crazy that in a waiver literally went all the way around back to me, and I got the other one. So
in the auction league, I have no fab money left, or I have $3. But I was like, I'm not going to spend it on this guy, but I'll put in a request for Vidal for $0. I ended up getting him.
What's funny about that is I'm in desperate need of running back in that league, and I thought it ran on Thursday because I put it in my calendar. I actually put it in my calendar. Like I have a reminder this season to make sure I do it in all my leagues, and I put that one for Thursday because it used to be Thursday back in the day.
A couple of years ago it was Thursday, which always pissed me off because I'm like, it doesn't line up with the rest of the leagues I'm in.
Yeah. So
hey, dude, I offered you a stud, dude.
You offered me some trash, bro. And then let's just go ahead with one more sleeper here, Michael Carter. I don't know. I mean, is this another situation just like the Chargers, right?
Yeah, but he looked pretty good. His yards per carry wasn't that great, but he had some pretty good runs mixed in with some pretty bad offensive line play. So I think that you can look, it's a little promising with him, at least for the next few weeks until old boy comes back. Sedi Benson.
Love it.
Just kidding. It's not said. I miss said though.
Which said?
Said Benson, dude.
Oh, Cedric Benson. Yep.
It's actually Trey Benson that's out on IR. But, I mean, I think he's a good spot start for these, especially with all the injuries we're dealing with, whether it's Benson or Hampton or whoever. It's just those are the kinds of guys you want to get through until your guys are healthy again.
So you offered me Ramondre Stevenson. I told you that it's trash. I'm not doing it. But then I actually, in another league, I put him in. So there's a lot of contradiction happening on this episode.
What I offered you Ramondre and Godwin for Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I don't think Godwin's going to be relevant this year.
I disagree with you.
I think Ibuka's taking him completely out of the game.
No, I actually think Godwin is going to become more relevant when Evans comes back, because he has so much relevance when he's playing in the slot, but they don't have him in the slot right now. They have that other dude.
I know, but
he's like 37 years old. Sterling Shepard.
They're going to have one of the most stout wide receiver group in the league, and I don't know, man. I don't like that.
I think things are going to open up once Mike Evans comes back, and I think you're going to see Godwin take off.
Finally, you guys are in agreement on something. Mm-hmm. Finally. Yep. All right, dude, throw that trade back up, but instead of Marvin Harrison, just go after some scrub I got on my bench.
You like? I'll send it for Neighbors.